Day 128. Psalms 25, 29, 33, 36 and 39. Welcome to today's Scripture Whispers. Show me your ways, Lord, teach me your paths, guide me in your truth and teach me. David was asking for direction while he was already confused. Many people think that spiritual people always know exactly what to do, but David teaches us something different. There are seasons where even good people feel lost. Today many people are silently confused. Parents unsure how to raise children in a changing world. School owners trying to survive difficult economies. Young people choosing careers they are not passionate about. Married couples pretending everything is fine while emotionally disconnected. Leaders smiling publicly but privately overwhelmed. David did not hide his uncertainty from God. Instead of pretending to be strong, he asked God for guidance. That is unusual because modern culture rewards people who appear confident all the time. Confusion is not failure. Sometimes confusion is the beginning of divine direction. There are people listening right now who are frustrated because life does not look clear anymore. But maybe clarity is not the first step. Maybe humility is far better. Sometimes God guides people who admit they do not know everything. And notice something powerful. David did not ask God for speed. He asked God for the right path. That means the greatest danger in life is not being slow. The greatest danger is moving fast in the wrong direction. A person can be successful publicly and still be lost internally. This psalm reminds us that wise people ask for direction before making major decisions. Then we read, "The voice of the Lord is over the waters." The voice of the Lord is powerful. Many people want God to speak, but their lives are already too noisy to hear Him. Today's world is filled with noise, endless notifications, social media arguments, pressure to perform, non-stop entertainment, comparison, online opinions. People are mentally exhausted. Even children now struggle to sit quietly. The voice of God is powerful enough to break cedars and shake the wilderness. But often, God's voice is not competing with the noise around us. We are the ones drowning it out. Sometimes God speaks through conviction, peace, wisdom, correction, silence, or a deep inner warning. Many people ignore these moments because they are constantly distracted. Think about how many mistakes people regret simply because they ignored quiet warnings in their hearts. A business partnership felt wrong. A relationship showed red flags early. A friend gave wise advice that was ignored. The problem was not that God was silent. The problem was that noise was louder. One of the rarest skills in modern life is silence. Not physical silence alone. Emotional silence. The ability to pause, to think deeply, to listen carefully, to stop reacting to everything immediately. Psalm chapter 29 reminds us that God still speaks. The people who never slow down may never recognize His voice. Sing joyfully to the Lord, you righteous. Joy is not always connected to possession. Many people think happiness will begin after more money, marriage, promotion, relocation, or recognition. But it's clear that grateful people create joy even before circumstances improve. Look around today. Some wealthy people are deeply unhappy. Some influential people cannot sleep peacefully. Some famous people constantly battle anxiety and emptiness. Yet they're ordinary people with little possessions, who laugh genuinely, sleep peacefully, and live with contentment. Why? Because gratitude changes perspective. Modern society trains people to focus on what is missing. Social media especially makes people feel behind in life. Someone always seems richer, prettier, more successful, or more accomplished. Joy grows when people appreciate what God has already done. A healthy child. A second chance. Food on the table. A peaceful morning. A lesson learned from failure. The ability to begin again. Gratitude protects the human heart from bitterness. People who are never grateful can never truly enjoy life, no matter how much they acquire, because desire without gratitude creates endless dissatisfaction. Know that joy is not merely a reaction to success. Sometimes joy is a decision to recognize God's goodness in the middle of ordinary life. Sin whispers to the wicked, deep within their hearts. In their blind conceit, they cannot see how wicked they really are. It explains something terrifying. Human beings can slowly normalize bad behavior. At first, wrongdoing feels uncomfortable. Then repeated behavior makes it feel normal. Today we see this everywhere. dishonesty in business, manipulation in relationships, corruption, online bullying, fake lifestyles, emotional abuse, greed disguised as ambition. What once shocked people now entertains them. Psalm chapter 36 says sin whispers. That means destruction often begins quietly. Nobody suddenly becomes deeply corrupt overnight. It usually starts small. One lie, one compromise, one secret, one unethical decision, one act repeated too often. Eventually, the conscience becomes weaker. One dangerous sign in life is when a person stops feeling convicted about wrong behavior. That is when the heart becomes spiritually numb. And this whisper is deeply relevant today, because society often celebrates outcomes more than character. People admire success without asking how it was achieved, but hidden corruption eventually damages the soul. Character matters. Integrity matters. Private behavior matters. Because eventually whatever controls the heart will shape the future. Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. My entire lifetime is just a moment to you. Psalm chapter 39 forces people to confront something uncomfortable. Life is short. This is an unusual lesson, because modern culture encourages people to avoid thinking about mortality. People postpone important things constantly. Apologizing, spending time with family, pursuing purpose, resting, healing relationships, serving God, taking care of their health. Many live as though there will always be another opportunity. But David asks God to help him remember how temporary life is. Not to make him fearful, but to make him wise. One of the greatest tragedies in life is being busy without being meaningful. People spend years chasing things that will not matter forever. Arguments, competition, pride, material image. Then suddenly time passes. Psalm chapter 39 teaches us to live intentionally, to value moments, to speak kindly, to forgive quickly, to stop wasting life trying to impress people who are not thinking about us anyway. And perhaps one of the deepest truths is this. A meaningful life is not measured only by achievements. It is measured by impact, love, wisdom, and obedience to God. Life is temporary, but what we do with it carries eternal value. The book of Psalms is more than poetry. It is a mirror of human emotions, struggles, fears, mistakes, and hope. From the scripture we read today, we learned that confusion can become the beginning of guidance. Noise can prevent people from hearing God. Gratitude creates joy before circumstances improve. Wrongdoing becomes dangerous when it feels normal. Life is shorter than most people realize. These are not just ancient lessons. They are modern survival truths. As you continue your journey through life, may you learn to slow down, listen carefully, live wisely, and walk humbly with God. Thank you for listening. And remember, sometimes the deepest wisdom is hidden in the quiet pages people often overlook.